Patrick and Steve from the Whitings. It's great to chat. Yeah, it's been a while. Patrick, I haven't spoken to you before, actually. Steve, it's I think 2 or 3 years since we spoke properly. Obviously, we've had loads of sidebar.
You're right. Was it not
Independence?
Independence. That was the washout year.
That
Wasn't
was the about 10 minutes before you had one of the most bizarre gigs ever.
Yeah.
With picks and shovels.
People dredging the front of the stage.
Yeah,
while we were
I don't think
playing,
I've ever seen such a bizarre side actor or whatever was going on. It was hard to focus on the music or the digging and and piking that was going on.
It was certainly experience. It turned out to be a great experience, but at the time we were like, wow.
You were pure professionals. You put on a great gig.
Thank you very much.
So we're here to talk about Be Honest and Fear Not. Hopefully that's in shot. If it's not, we'll put it in afterwards. So it's great. I'm sure you're delighted that it's finally done and dusted and ready to be unleashed on the wider world.
Yeah, it feels like we've been waiting a while with this one. But not like we weren't quite anxious or anything to get it out. It's just we actually recorded it back in August of 2015, which is a while ago. So it's like over a year ago. I'm sure everybody knew that. You could calculate it. I don't know how. But we did it in about 3 days. It was like a Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday or something like that in August, and we had to leave it for a while. Like we prepped it really well. You know, we had all our songs, we had them really rehearsed all that summer, so we knew that when we got in, we just played them live, however many times it would take to get them right, and that would be it. So that's actually what it was. But then we left it for a while because we all had different things going on in our lives that we just couldn't fully commit to it for that kind of period of time. So it came to January of this year. And we started getting it mixed by Tommy, who recorded it as well. And it was mixed just before Stray Dogs and Helicopters came out, actually. That was the first song to be mixed up with. Which was convenient because we wanted to release it, so it was perfectly timed. And it's really it was really only this summer we kind of got around to going, right, this is coming out now, it's going to be in September, and we're going to build up tours and everything like that. So it's been a year-long process. And it's actually felt good to do it that way, because every other time we've recorded and kind of let's get this out as soon as possible, and let us go, and it's kind of you get it out, and then with 6 months it's kind of like,
I feel it's the kind of most prepared we've ever been. Well, I mean, in my time in Windings, it's been the most prepared we've ever been with a release.
Yeah.
And it's like all the things are there. We're like, oh, it's done. Great.
And did like when you take it back, say 18 months ago or so, whenever you started thinking about the next album, was that something that you said, listen, this is what we're going to do, we're going to take our time with it, or is it just the way it's evolved?
It's just the way it's happened, because initially we were talking about releasing in January or February, and that clearly when it came to kind of November, we were like, I don't think we can actually do this. We could have, but we wouldn't have been giving it the attention we felt it deserved, because we're quite proud of it, and we feel it's a significant album for us. So it would have been rushing it out, and then summer would have come, and it would already have kind of gone, our album's almost old already. Whereas we wanted to do it justice and give time to it and allow it to breathe, I suppose. If that doesn't sound too knobby.
It doesn't.
Okay,
and if it sounds knobby, we'll edit it down.
Cool, thank you. And that's it. It's just we're giving it the time we feel it deserves. There's no need to rush it. We're not this is our 4.5th album if you count the split album, right? So we kind of were aware of the kind of band we are, and maybe even who we appeal to. Like, we get surprised every now and again, obviously, but like we're doing it a certain way because we all have our lives and careers and families and things like that, you know, that. But we're all committed. We're all lucky enough to be 5 people who are committed to Windings and this music we make. So we're not going to rush it anymore. We're not trying really to impress anybody. We're not aiming to be the biggest band in the world or anything like that. Yeah. We're doing this because these are our songs we're proud of, and we want people to hear them. That's it.
Yeah. And you know, as to earlier, you know, you talking to you over the summer at various gigs, you definitely saw that you were very content with the way the album had turned out.
Yeah. No, we are. It's actually exactly how we hoped it would sound, which is a rare thing. I know that might sound strange, but it's a rare thing that you go into a studio and you end up getting back exactly everything you hoped it would be. Because, you know, it just, your songs in the head in the rehearsal room sound different to when you record them. But maybe it's because we recorded live. And also Tommy, we worked with him, like this is our third time working with Tommy now. And he knows us. He knows what kind of band we are and things like that. So that helped. You know,
So he brings out the winding sound in all its shapes and guises.
well, he knows we're not going to turn up like with a load of synths and a brass band. Like we are what we are. We try something different and things like that. But he knows that we play live together. He knows we enjoy playing live together, and that's how we like to be recorded. So he'll have the studio set up that way and things like that. And it just makes everything a lot easier, more comfortable.
Yeah, well, it's very much an album that I think encapsulates all the different varieties of windings. Over the 12 or 13 years that it's been going on its shapes and forms. Was that a conscious thing, or just did you go into the preparing for the album saying, "Listen, this is the way we want this particular album to sound"?
We did, yeah. We definitely had an idea of how we wanted it to sound. That's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, we knew we wanted to do. First of all, we knew we wanted to do it live. We knew we wanted it to sound as it would, or as close as you can to at a gig as it would on the album, and that was a big thing, even in the way we were kind of arranging everything.
Songs were written specifically because of that, and arranged in the practice room. Because often you don't care when you go into the studio. You just throw everything at it. And you think of performing it live afterwards, after the fact.
Yeah.
But that wasn't this. This was like everything that's on this is how we're going to be playing it live, and how we have played it live, and that's the way we're going to record it. So the plus 3 days didn't give us a lot of room, to experiment. So all the experimentation was done in the writing and arranging of the songs previous, to the recording of the album.
So tell me a small bit about the writing. So the lyrics in it are very witty in places, very dark in a lot of other places.
Yeah.
And a sense of maybe expressing frustration with the world or life in general. But done in a way that goes it's almost like a Limerick attitude, going, "This is the way it is, shag it."
Yeah. It's a fine line with me. Lyrically, I try to address that. That, as you say, that can be kind of the way it is. This is the way it is. Let's get on with it. And let's get on with it is fine, but there is a point where you go, "This is the way it is. This cannot be the way it is." What can you do about this? What can one do about this? What can, me as a musician writing these little songs, what am I going to do about this? What can I achieve? And then you see your role in the greater scheme of things as a little fella making little bits of noise, and you're going to go, what can that achieve for anything? So, when you're making music and when you're writing songs, I do believe you have to think it's the most important thing happening at that moment in order to make your song, to give your song life. But then retrospectively, it's just a song.
Yeah.
It mightn't mean anything to anybody except me and one other person or something like that. And so I kind of dealing with that, being a musician, and not even an Irish musician, just being a musician at a certain level, just being a person it's just your role in things, because a lot has changed since the first Windings album. I grew up reading in my teenage years, what used to inspire me was all these dark kind of novels, stuff by Hubert Selby Jr. and Bukowski, and I used to watch all these challenging movies by Todd Solondz and stuff like that, just showing you the underbelly of society. But because I was reading it and looking at movies, it wasn't real, it was just give me a glimpse of something else. But all that shit is real now, it's real. It's in the news every day. It's not on the top shelf of a bookshelf in the shop.
It's
it's
a scary place to be.
It is, and I wanted to kind of address that, not in a song or in a line, but across a whole kind of album, basically.
Yeah. And what problems do you have with Glen Hansard from the Frames?
I don't. It was a bad time.
I tried to throw a plastic bottle at the singer of the Frames. I was going through a hard time, thought he might have been to blame. I was angry at myself, I didn't want to be a cleaner. I was angry at myself, still couldn't play Cavatina.
It's there. It's all there in those 4 lines of the song,
They're certainly getting a lot of attention that particular line.
Yeah, I know. I knew it would. Look, I knew it would, but it's something I had to get out there for myself only, that's all.
Yeah.
And I needed to deal with that, and I thought, okay, this needs to be a shouty song.
Yeah.
And I need to address that moment in my life.
Boring is a great song, and given that it's only lasts 2 minutes 10 seconds.
Yeah.
There's a whole pile packed into it. You have the Midlands Blues at 7.5 minutes beforehand, and Boring covers nearly as much ground in that short space of time.
It's true. Yeah, it does. It does. Just again, Boring addresses I had 3 different aspects of my life over 3 verses, I suppose, and Yeah, that was a while ago. That incident. I was apprehended. It didn't happen. Like,
All right.
yeah, it was a frustrating time. It was angry at myself. All those things. If anybody
And we're
hears
not,
this,
we're not condoning throwing plastic bottles at any singers.
no, don't do
particularly
it.
winding
Don't do it.
singers as well. So the album's coming out Friday, September the 30th.
Yes.
What's the hope? What's the ambition for it? Other than that, you're obviously very happy.
Yeah.
I think we'd like as many people here as possible. Obviously, play a bunch of shows, come back and play a bunch more shows. And
Yeah. It's kind of the way. There's not much you can do as a band other than that. Yeah. Obviously, we want to raise awareness in whatever way we can of anybody who needs to know about us and our new album, that they'll know, and maybe more people will hear it who mightn't know what we're about. And we get to play shows, which is most important to us.
Yeah, so you went to the show, so you're going out on tour.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got a date here in Dolan's on the 22nd of
22nd.
October.
Yeah.
And plenty of other dates around the country.
We're keeping it kind of tight this time,
Yeah.
so we're going to Clonakilty and then Cork City, Limerick, Galway, and Dublin. That's it. That's going to be it this year, I'd say.
Yeah.
And then we'll see. We'll regroup and see what we'll do next.
Yeah. Any surprises on the live set planned?
I could tell you that, but I wouldn't be surprised then.
Yeah.
And also, it gives more mystique if I say maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And now we can go discuss more surprises. Yeah.
what you can do for the gigs.
Yeah, there needs to be a surprise. You're right.
Go to shows, you'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, well, since earlier on in the year, obviously you played the Bowie tribute here.
Yeah.
And Liam had a go with singing Young Americans.
Yeah.
Damn fine version. He wasn't trying to get in on the act now.
No,
No.
not at all. That was great though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think Liam surprised all of us with that. It would be worth revisiting, I think.
I think it's got to be in the live show.
You think, yeah?
Great.
Especially for Limerick one, anyway. Whatever about the rest of the country.
Maybe.
Yeah,
It's a good idea.
Got it.
Make a note.
So it's been a long time since I'm Not the Crow was released. But
Yep.
you guys have been, you obviously had the split album with Landlubbers, but you're involved in so much other stuff, like music wise, in the city. And I think certainly from a person that plays a lot of music, I don't think the music scene here has been ever stronger.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's
there's
just
so
great.
much going on, and I hate having I'd like to go on. There's this and this, and I hate listening out bands because I'm always going to leave out my friend's band or something like that. But it's such a huge scene, and it's great because it seems now again that all the different kind of genres and things are just coming together and just being a music scene again.
Yeah.
Which kind of split up for a little while. There's always stuff going on, but it's kind of
It was in pockets.
spotted around. Yeah,
Yeah.
in pockets. But no, there's a scene. There's a scene now
There's
again.
definitely,
It's an exciting thing to be part of, and everybody knows each other regardless of age or genre or anything like that.
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to help each other out and work together, like literally down to collaborating on music or sharing shows and things like that, and resources. It's an exciting thing to be part of again. Yeah, delighted.
And you guys are heavily involved with the music generation stuff, so encouraging the next batch, the next
Yeah.
windings, and the
That's-
next Foxjaws, and
yeah,
the
It's
next.
unbelievably exciting to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, look, they all got it already. Just if they need any kind of direction or even ask us, like, how would you have done this or whatever, like that's what we're there for. Like we're not saying we do it the right way or anything like that, but we have the experience of doing stuff right and wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we're always there. Like if anybody,
So I know you said you don't like shouting out in a particular band, but of maybe that new generation that are beginning to flower, is there anyone that we should be keeping a close eye on?
well, we were talking with our friend Andy Ted earlier, and we were talking about a gig that was on a week or two ago in a venue, but it's a bar that hasn't been used as a venue before, as far as I know. The Gate down White
right.
Walls Bridge,
Yeah.
and Same D were playing there. Do you know Same D?
Yeah, same day. Yeah.
No, we didn't get to go to that, but by the sounds of it, we missed out. But I keep an eye on those guys.
Those guys are amazing.
They're
Yeah.
class. They're great.
Amazing.
Like
Yeah, I see that they supported. I can't remember who they supported in here. They have a lot of energy.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have loads of energy. And Cruiser, I think Cruiser had something to do with organising that gig
Yeah.
actually. So yeah, Cruiser and Same D. I'll leave it at that for now. Yeah, because I'm going to start listening out to everybody. So, but yeah, like both those bands are exciting. They're just they're still kind of new, so they're still pushing stuff gig by gig. It's always different and things. So
Well, listen, fair play, lads, for getting involved in the next generation, and congrats again on a fine album. Be honest and fear not. We hope it gets loads of love
Thanks,
And
John.
you get loads of people at your shows, and there's many more Windings albums.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully, yeah. Every 4 years, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like the Olympics, just less drugs.
Yeah.
Thanks, lads. Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.